Hey everyone, we have some very exciting news.
We have officially been monetized. We could not have done this without all of you guys watching, liking and subscribing to our videos.
So today we want to take a moment to say a massive thank you.
Thank you.
And share our journey to this point with you.
Let's show you how we started and how we got to this point. So first we'll start off with like the main reason why we decided to start this YouTube channel and kind of what
inspired us.
Yeah, what inspired us, what made us really want to go for it and join the YouTube community. What would you say?
Like from my side, I feel like as soon as I got into outdoors, when I first time climbed Snowdon and that was my first mountain, I was like, that's the thing I want to do. Then our lives came across.
Yeah, then we met.
Yeah.
Being outside is always something I've loved, but I hadn't like climbed mountains. I hadn't really explored anywhere, although it's something I'd wanted to do. It's not anything I had experienced until I met Aramis, who happened to really like the same things. So yeah, I mean, if we go back to the very beginning, the key things that I really remember is we'd known each other for about 2 weeks. We'd been on a couple of dates and I'd happened to say I'd always wanted to go to the Peak District because of Beatrix Potter and all of that sort of thing, and within 2 weeks we were on the road and we were on the way, and at that point I kind of knew that this guy likes what I like and we can go and enjoy it together.
Yeah, then it came to start filming it, but before we both were into photography, we used to do all these trips and just taking pictures, posting on Instagram.
And that was kind of it,
yeah,
wasn't it?
That was it. But in my background, I always enjoyed filming as well. So photography like become a hobby for me, and then that made me to remember, oh, I actually quite enjoy to film. I started to film all these videos that we went together. It was just a fun thing to do. Like I was making these videos just for our memories.
There wasn't a plan for it to go anywhere.
Peak District, then we went to Wales, then Lake District, and then I kind of started to look like I'm really enjoying all the process of filming, creating something. After like a year or 2 years, you can look back into it and you're like, oh my god, like we were so young and doing that stuff, and that kind of made me think about it. Well, obviously we showed these videos for
like
our family members,
yeah.
And there was people saying that, why are you not posting this on YouTube? But I think that the fear...
Yeah, something that we hadn't really done prior to creating these videos for other people to watch was that we kept our lives quite private.
Yeah.
We don't really like to post too much of our personal lives online, so there was that real fear of, if we do this, obviously we are in control of what we post, but this means that our faces and our personalities are online, and there was something really vulnerable about that. So I think it took us a little while to figure out if it was definitely something we were ready to commit to, because once we start, that was kind of it.
Yeah, and essentially we posted the first video, which got like shit views.
Yeah, it didn't do very well. It didn't do very well.
But I think that's the part of the process. You have to start from somewhere, that's the thing.
And the turning point for us was finding and purchasing this van. That's when our channel really
kicked off, like, so it started to pick up a bit.
Yeah.
What was the biggest memory, like, what's the first memory you think of?
Do you know what? The first memory, like going back to one of our very first days when we very first picked up the van, personally for me, our YouTube journey started the day we purchased this van, and just that time of trying to figure out what was wrong with it and everything else. And for me personally, I think the biggest challenge that we've faced in the last year or so has been learning how to convert a van.
Yeah, that was the biggest project. We used to have like trips every other weekend, like any longer weekends, we used to just go and explore new places. And since we committed to this van, these trips just kind of...
They halted a little bit. There were times where we did, you know, we stayed in places with like Premier Inns and whatever else, but we knew that wasn't... Yeah. There was something missing on those trips.
And all the spare time just gone into the van, which was a big challenge.
We literally put every bit of time and every bit of energy into this build, didn't we?
It took us a long time because we tried everything to do it on a budget, and it was a big learning curve as well. Everything was new to us.
Yeah.
I do agree that was like one of the biggest challenges.
But what also goes hand in hand with that is the mental challenge of converting a van. Obviously you see all these videos online and you think, oh, I could do that. And yes, if we can do it, you guys can do it. But the mental challenge was things like we had to put the trips on a back burner, so we really felt like it was exhausting.
Yeah,
every weekend we'd finish work, a full week of work, we'd be straight down, we'd be on the van for 2 days, like 12-hour days. Mentally it became quite a challenge.
Literally all the time gone to the van. But when I'm standing at this point now, I feel like it was so worth it.
100%.
You paid that price of time and
stress. Blood, sweat, tears.
But essentially, the trips that we were dreaming about and thinking about, now we can just simply do.
The freedom is massive. And I think one of the things that I really remember, and one of those things that I will really chuckle at, is that we've watched obviously lots of other YouTubers that are into the same things as us. And I'll admit it, before we started YouTube, or before we properly started documenting it, I used to be really irritated by people that would want to go off in their van when it was half done. I used to be like, why would you do that? Why would you just finish it and enjoy it as a whole? But now we've done it, I totally get why people want to do it.
Yeah,
we did it without a mattress, didn't we? We went out in blow-up beds, you know, we had nothing at one point, but we were like, should we just take it out? Because we could. So I totally get it.
It's just that itch that you were dreaming about something like this. All the walks previously, we were walking past any other camper vans, and we were like always saying, oh, that could be us, we could have a camper van.
But also on the flip side of that, although it took so long, where we're at now, it feels like it wasn't that long ago we went to pick up the van and we were looking at vans, because this wasn't the first van we looked at. The market was high because of post-COVID, everybody wanted to convert vans, which we totally understand why now, because we did it ourselves. But finding the van, I would actually say that was one of the biggest challenges, was finding the right van. We needed it to be a certain size, had to be a certain criteria, we didn't want to spend budget, a lot. So that became a challenge on its own, because the market, people were selling vans that weren't even running for like double what we paid for this van. So we were really, really lucky when we found our Flossie.
To get monetized on YouTube, you need to reach 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers in 365 days.
Yeah, a whole year,
So we were like lucky, just managed to just get in time. We had like, our first video was in December, I mean.
Must have been about the end of December this year, 2024, was our cut-off to try and reach those goals, and we just about tipped it over the edge.
So our first videos were like few trips in Lake District,
500 views, like 4 or 5 likes.
Our first video to this point even have 65 views. I don't think the videos itself were crap, but the engagement and views were crap.
Yeah, no one had really got to know us at that point. We were just two random people that popped up on YouTube, kind of talking to people as if they would know who we were, which we hadn't quite figured out YouTube at that point, what people would want to see, how to express ourselves online. And
I think the first, as we said, the first kickstart of the real people coming in were when we posted the first video of the van build.
Yeah, so I've just had a quick flick through the channel and I've put the most popular first, and it was 11 months ago, so nearly a year ago was our very first episode of when we bought the van and basically introducing you to our new project, and that ended up with like nearly 6,000 views, and it still remains the best and most popular video so far.
We made this video from like very long period of time, because it took us almost whole summer.
4 months it took us, from the June to the October to
fix it and start converting it, and then we made one short video for like
combining that whole time.
6 minutes. So we crammed 4 months in 6 minutes, and people liked it. They started to subscribe, and since then it's slowly started to grow.
Yeah, so one thing that we really noticed when we started to pick up the channel was that we had very particular people, particular subscribers that had been present from the start, that are still commenting and subscribing now, and a little extra special shout out to them for just supporting us at the very beginning when, quite frankly, our videos were shit. Thanks guys. You all know who you are.
It does really pushes you to even do more when you post a video and you start seeing the engagement. It's a really nice feeling.
It really feels like you've just made a whole load of friends when in reality you've never met any of them, but all the people that we find that are subscribed to our channel are very like-minded people that enjoy the same things as us, so we've already got that in common.
Same like-minded people, and it's really nice.
It is really nice. What would you say your most memorable trip or project has been?
I did really enjoy that one of the first trips when we took it to the New Forest. We were like so itching to get out. As soon as we built some benches and somewhere to put the mattress, we were like, that's it, we're going out.
Yeah. That I would say is one of the most memorable. I think the other one was when we were fully converted. Obviously, having the sink, having the bed, having the cushions, like having a fully functioning camper van and just staying somewhere was just. We'd rocked up late. We ended up having a pot noodle. We were in some manky old lay-by, but you couldn't have seen two happier people.
Yeah.
What was your funniest moment over this whole period of starting YouTube? I'll tell you what mine is while you're having a think about that. Obviously, everybody online sees the end result of a video, but something I think you don't see, there are two things that spring to mind here, and one of them is to try and get a specific shot, and one of them in particular, because it still haunts me to this day, is trying to film the cushion shot that we did at the back of the van.
Yeah, that was
where I had to catch the cushion. So Aramis was up on the roof of the van, and obviously I was standing there, and if you've followed for a while, you'll know the video. And I wait to I have to say something, and then I catch this cushion. The first one went well, the second one didn't go so well.
No, the first one was literally that I let it go and she didn't catch it, and just the mattress that was covered in this divot went straight on the floor on the sawdust.
Yeah, something we didn't think about was cleaning up the sawdust, and it just walloped straight into a pot. And there are still to this day, I'm sure we are picking bits of sawdust out. So that's the first one. And the second one isn't van related, but still hilarious, and something you don't see, is all of the bee shots. The running back from bee shots has forever been something that's really amused me, and in some of our earlier videos that we posted, I started this thing where every time Aramis ran back to the camera to go and get it, I would do some sort of stupid dance in the background, and I'm sure in one of the videos there is a montage of those stupid dances. We don't do it so much anymore, I feel like that ship has sailed, but that's something that you don't see but really, really tickles me every time.
That is funny. I probably could make a whole 10-minute of compilation video of me just running back to the camera to pick it up.
And obviously a lot of people that post on YouTube will also know what those clips look like. It is just funny.
It is hard work to film a YouTube video.
The next thing I think we should touch on is what we think we've learned.
I learned what I learned.
Since the beginning.
I would say I already learned to be more confident in front of camera. That's one thing.
Yep.
Second thing that I learned that how much I actually love outdoors and being outdoors. I'm from Lithuania. It's a beautiful country. It has lush like forests and lakes and all this stuff, but it's flat as a pancake. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
It was the first time in 2020 when I had a taste of actual real adventure, climbing a mountain alone, and I think that's why I learned how much I love the outdoors. And it's just like, I just want to do anything that's to do with outdoors. I needed to learn how to build a van. That's another thing. I learned so much thing. And to build the van from zero to what it's now, that was a massive learning curve.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was one of my points, is that there was a lot to be learnt during the conversion. And obviously for us at this moment, the van conversion was our biggest thing throughout the whole of being on YouTube for the last year. But I will say, although I put my efforts in certain areas, this van would not have been built without you. I have never known someone to be able to sit down, watch someone else's YouTube video of how they've done something, and then take that knowledge and put it physically into a van. I don't know where I would have started. I really don't.
I mean, there's probably countless hours of me just watching.
And I think you need to give yourself some credit for that, because the way he was building was like, you've done this before.
I think that's what I really enjoyed about it. That was really big part that I wouldn't just stop here. Like, I could just carry on just building another one and another one and another one.
It becomes addictive, doesn't it? Yeah. But I would say for myself, one of the biggest things that I really wanted to make sure I did, but it took a bit of time, was to make sure we were portraying our true personalities online. It's really easy to put a camera up and be this really like happy, excited, really like over theatrical kind of person, but then in my eyes that's quite false. I can be miserable. I seem to get ill every 5 minutes. I'm just recovering from another illness. I don't always look like I'm ready to pop out somewhere. I don't have all these like, there's just a lot about my personality that I wanted to make sure I expressed without being too over the top. Yeah, and it took a really long time to be able to comfortably talk, especially even in front of you. Like, there was times when I would kick him out of the room so I could do a voiceover. I'd hide under a blanket. I just didn't like to be looked at. As soon as you know that that's going online, for people to basically tear apart, to judge, to make comments, that's when it becomes a bit scary, because you are all of a sudden very vulnerable. You are a fish out of water, and I just think, I'm not the most thick-skinned person. I am quite a sensitive soul, but something I've had to learn is that negative criticism, especially on YouTube, is still a really good thing. It's still engagement, and actually some people's criticism has helped us do something better with our van or better with our videos. Other people's criticism, maybe not so much. So, what's next? What are our future plans?
The future plans are still related a lot to the camper van.
Van life adventures.
But we do have some ideas of kind of new series, which probably gonna keep it quiet because I'm not one of those persons who is gonna start talking about it and then not gonna make it, and they will be like, oh.
Where was that video?
There is a lot of ideas, but the biggest question is time.
Yeah.
We're still working full time, and finding time for all the travels.
Yeah, it's really hard. Obviously, we want to keep you guys engaged. We want to keep you guys entertained. So we don't just want to do random videos just to post.
I think that's part of my personality, that every single video has to be better than the previous one. I'd rather spend some more time doing research, thinking about something, and do something more engaging and actually make more value to the actual viewer. It's either some sort of value of knowledge, value of entertainment, I don't know.
The one thing that I would love to have next year, because obviously we're coming to the end of 2024, which is almost quite nice doing this video now, because it's almost like wrapping up the year and what we're planning on starting for the new year. But one thing I definitely would love to come out of next year is to meet up with a couple of the people that we've made friends with over on Instagram or YouTube. There are a few YouTubers out there that I would really like to find the opportunity to just hang out with, have a look around their vans, and just spend some time with some really nice like-minded people. That's one thing that I would really like. Shout out to Mel and Tom. We want to hang out with you very soon.
Yeah, where's
where are you at? Where's Peg? And yeah, lastly, really, all we've got to say is a huge thank you.
Massive thank you.
We really weren't sure if this channel was ever going to pick up at all, or whether people would actually like us.
Yeah, and the fact that we got monetized within that 1 year, that blew my mind.
I feel like I'm really irritating, so if you've stuck around and you don't think I'm irritating, give yourself a high five, because that's a lot. That is a lot. But yeah, just a massive thank you to absolutely all of you who have just been there from start to finish, or just joined. Thank you as well for finding us and sticking with us. You know, we really wouldn't have been here without everyone.
And if you enjoy watching our stupid videos, make sure to subscribe if you haven't, because 67 or
it was 69, I think, by the last
it's quite
time.
a lot of percent.
People that still haven't subscribed.
what the
Please,
hell?
guys, we have just spent the last half an hour cleaning up bits of paper from places we didn't know we could fire bits of paper. That deserves a subscribe, right? Let us know what you want to see us do in the new year as well, because obviously all of our video ideas have come from us, and we haven't been able to reach out, or we haven't reached out to anybody else yet to see what they would like to see. But do you want to see us climbing up mountains? Do you want to see us taking on stupid challenges? Do you want to see us have cook-offs, meet with friends? Let us know.
So again, a big thank you for watching, liking, subscribing.
And if we don't see you before, have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye.